Good to hear from you, man. It's been a while since we talked.
Yes,
Since we launched the site, we haven't really jumped on a call. Has everything been going smooth for you?
yes, it has. It seems so.
Excellent. No,
we really like our website and
right.
learning things as we go, and it's been great. So
excellent. Okay, cool. Yeah. I really like what you've done. This is one of, as I told Kayla, this is one of the sites that a lot of publishers will tell us they saw out there. They looked at the bottom and saw who designed it, and then they contacted us. So
cool.
You've been a great referral for us. So we really appreciate that. But I mean, to me, that says everything about your design. I mean, you've got a nice clean look. You've got a lot of content in this like really interesting niche audience that I kind of wanted to just chat with you today. But before we get into it, I wanted to, let you know we've got a bunch of people on the call today that are kind of listening in, because you see what we're doing here is just basically we're trying to serve our customers by, pulling out interesting stories and case studies from other customers and highlighting them,
Sure.
It's going to be a big part of our customer outreach going forward. And, so this month we're kind of talking about mobile. So, I wanted to interview you on, the app and just the mobile audience that you're serving. But, to kind of help me with the interview, I've got Terry, Terry and Vera from support.
Hey, Jared.
Hello.
And so Vera's there too. And I wanted to introduce you to Tyler Wood. He's joined us from sales and marketing today. So he's going to be listening in and probably asking some questions too. Okay.
Sure.
Tyler's down in Georgia. No problem. No problem. So, I mean, just to kind of get started and just like open it up. Do you know, I think I maybe mentioned it in that email, but before you saw that, did you know like how much of your traffic is mobile? I mean, that the vast majority. Yeah.
I did not.
Okay.
Maybe some of our other staff might have looked at that.
Right.
I did not.
I think a lot of people don't realize it. I think you're not alone. Honestly, that's why we're doing this. We're really just trying to highlight it for folks. And when I talk to publishers that are aware that their vast majority is mobile, they're just designing everything with mobile in mind,
Sure.
So just like a little trick I like to use if you're ever like on a computer and you just want to inspect the page, then you can look at it on the mobile phone, just like this. And I just say, this is the biggest thing that I've learned from other publishers. They say, I look at my site on my phone every day, basically, or at least once a week when the new stories come out, just to make sure it shows up the way I expected it to. You know what I mean?
And then you're saying this is just the website via browser from the mobile phone.
Exactly. What we're doing right here is just simulating the phone. I mean, you can, of course, do it on your phone, but I just think it's nice. Like if you're at a computer, just kind of look at them side by side. Okay, so this is how it looks on desktop. It looks great. No white space, no, awkward widgets or anything like that. And then everything looks even better here. And I don't know how much thought went into this. I'm sure Kayla was focused on this if you weren't the one pushing for this, but it seems like the sales report is like a big deal for you guys. Is that fair?
Yes, for our staff and
right.
Field editors out there in the field, it is.
Right. Okay. So they come in here and this is just something, I think this has been done so well. I just want to highlight it. Like this is an important function. And so first of all, as we just saw, click on the homepage, it's right at the top of the screen. So we can control, what shows up at the very top of the mobile site. Cause maybe you want things slightly differently prioritized on mobile.
Sure.
Like maybe one thing we could put up front and center would be a subscribe button. Because that right now is kind of hidden away. I guess it's in here. I could subscribe. Right. But, these are just the things that I like to think about and just kind of brainstorm with publishers on. But this is key. So you've got this form. And so this is for, you said the reporters in the field, they go and get this information, they solicit it, and then they enter it through this
Correct.
So it's not really users, like the people that are organizing these sales, they're not listing it themselves. This is mainly
for
team.
internal. Correct.
So it's a service. Okay, that makes sense. So you're like I said, soliciting the information, but you've got all these different reporters that need to get all this detailed information. And so you do it through a structured form that feeds right into the website, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I think that's, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, when we designed it, we wanted it very user-friendly for those staff out in the field. We've got varying levels, one that's very computer savvy to one that barely knows how to send an email. So, and the great news is everybody is proficient at logging on and entering sale reports.
Right.
It served the purpose very well, and
that's great.
Figure it out.
So, no, I find that interesting. Like I think more publishers should do this type of thing. Just, use the website for your operations, whatever that means, whatever information you want to gather. Like we could set up a form that allows people to submit stories, and then that would go in. It could even go right into the CMS. It would have to be approved by an editor, but, one thing that other publishers could use forms for. But I like this because there's only a couple required fields, so they can just quickly get the information, and whatever info they have, they include it. It's not like it's going to take forever to fill out this form. You can just get an image, just like the core stuff. And then obviously they can update this later, probably if they get more info. So
correct. And that's part of it, is those field editors for our business going to cattle sales.
Right.
And people know that they're going on today, let's say, and we've become a good source of information for cattle producers to know what the market's doing. And so our field editors reporting on we want to make it easy so they would report right away and have it posted so our subscribers could get on and get the latest information. So it's worked very well.
That's awesome. Yeah. Let's take it full circle and look at how it does look eventually. So to skip down, I'm on the desktop version now just because it'll be quicker to get to, but this also would show up on mobile at the bottom. We've got sales reports, and this is handled by GeoDirectory, it looks like. Does that sound right?
Yes.
There you go. Look at that. So because we have this structured field for taking the report, we can then turn it around and put it into this profile page, which, segments the information. It's good, much better for SEO to do it like this, because the alternative is you could just publish an article with all this information in it. But, then Google doesn't really know what you're talking about necessarily. But like in this, the GeoDirectory is telling the search engines that this is the date, this is the date of this event. This is the location. So it's just better from that perspective, but it's also just better for the human user. I think it's just structured in a familiar way, so can quickly see, okay, where is this thing? Very cool. On the mobile, we had a map, or was there? Oh, there was a map. I think I saw that somewhere.
When you enter, you can put
when you enter it.
What do you call drop a pin or base?
Right.
Honestly, like I say, due to our varying levels of computer knowledge, probably not many of our reporters have used that function.
Right.
But it is there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they get the information in there other ways. I mean, that last one, it did have this location here, but this doesn't look like it's an actual geolocation. This is just typed in there.
Yeah. Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's the end user experience for the readers. And let's go back to this just to reinforce the mobile importance. I mean, all the GeoDirectories are going to seamlessly translate over. So you've got the event calendar, and I guess the sales reports appear on the event calendar as well.
No, they
They're separate. It's
do
a separate
not,
directory.
I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So these events are like.
No, those are kind of old. Is there a way? That is a question I have. Not to change the subject.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Is there a feature? I think we have to go in and delete them ourselves. But is there a feature as like those April 3rd? We've obviously taken those off. Is there a way they can fall off once they've already occurred, or is that something?
I see. This is a little bit of
2026.
I don't know. I think we need to use this differently, right, Terry? I mean, because if they put a range.
Well, I think we can list them as, I think we can list the current ones ahead of the past ones.
I see on that one, that must be why it didn't get deleted. There's a range on it for some reason, even though that was a mistake we made internally.
Well, it's just, maybe you were just shown to use it the wrong way. Because I think if we do need to break these up, because is it every year, April 3rd, they have this?
It isn't. It's always the first Saturday of April. So
gotcha.
So that would vary.
So they tried to just cover the next 5 years, but you can't really do that with this system. So that's the issue there.
That's why that's still up there. It's like, wonder why that's up there.
Right. These other ones look good though. These are all in the future. So
one thing that I think is really useful with this for cattlemen is that Western Ag has field reporters in all kinds of states out west. So that map is really beneficial. Where is this? Is this in my state?
Right. You do have, you're unique in that way. I mean, I've heard mixed things from publishers on maps, and some of them are like, everyone knows where everything is. But for industry publications like this, it's very different. Okay, cool. So then we got the e-edition, of course. And so we're back at the sales reports. And, again, just to reinforce this, you can come in this way or through the actual sales reports page, the index page. You got all the same info there. Okay, cool. So any feedback for me on this feature or on, just like the mobile layout in general? Because I was going to comment that you actually have a really good looking mobile page, because you got the image slideshow and then all text for the next couple. And then this one has some images. But then down here we ramp it up. Now there's these thumbnails and then the full width magazine layout. So, I mean, you're just making use of all the different article widgets. Do you have any feedback for me on this, or do you get any feedback from your readers ever on the design?
No, I think all in all, very good. The feedback I've received has been all positive and complimentary on it. And I know internally our staff, we really like it as well. So I think everything positive.
Good to hear. Yeah. I mean, whatever you've done here, I just think this is a good one to showcase for, one that was clearly designed with like mobile in mind. Because the thing with designing websites these days is you can design it. If you design it with the desktop in mind only, and you're not checking what the mobile site looks like at the same time, you could end up, serving that huge mobile audience something that you didn't quite envision,
Sure.
So I just think that you guys have really demonstrated that well.